So, when you go to Google Classroom and pick your class, well, it'll show up like this. Now, yours may not look exactly like mine, but it's pretty close. Anything that I have recently assigned is going to be is going to be at the top of this list. So we see that bell work. That's, first thing you get, boom. And then you get an email, too, every time something is posted. So the next, all that is things that I have posted fairly recently. If you are looking for something, it's best not to look through your stream. You're better off going to the classwork column, which is right here. Yours is actually at the top of the page, but you'll just go over and click on classwork, and it has it all laid out for you. For example, those two up the top, if it looks like a piece of paper with lines, that's an assignment. That's something that you were supposed to turn in. This where it has the answer key, where it has this little box, that's just something you can look at. Those are answers to the homework from day 3. If you wanted to check your homework, you could just click on that and see there's the answers for the homework. I didn't put the free response. I should have put that on there. Day 1, day 2 are on here. Notice under homework, there are 2 assignments. If you click on those, it tells you when it's due, right up at the top. It's due this Monday, because it says Monday, 8 a.m. So you want to do it before then. Notice it says, take pictures of your work and answers and upload. So you're not going to give me pieces of paper. You're going to take a picture of your work either with your phone, or you can do it with Photo Booth on your computer. If you can't figure out how to do it, ask somebody, ask me, get some help, because it has to be turned in by Monday. And that's for everybody, including people at home. If you are ever quarantined or just at home, miss a day, there are a copy of all the blank notes that I hand out to you in class. So if you wanted to print them out, you could, because they're here. Get out of here. There we go. And then there are 2 buzz assignments. Anything under buzz needs to be done if you haven't done that. And then, of course, all your bell work, all that. Anytime you miss it, you need to make that up. If you miss a day, or for those of you at home that are virtual, the very first thing you should do after bell work is watch the video from that day. So like yesterday's is lesson 9-10. So I'd click on that, and I'd see that I have to give them in short snippets. See that there are 3 videos, and I'd click on the video, and it would show it. If you try to watch it here at school, it'll block you because it's on YouTube. But you can watch it at home if you needed to. Any questions? I went over that yesterday with my 6th period pre-cal class, and that helped them figure out, I'm not actually picking up paper. Everything you need to know is on Google Classroom, whether you are in class or a virtual learner. So if you switch, it's still all here on Google Classroom. Tells you exactly what to do. And then, of course, if you have questions, just ask me, email me, whatever you got to do. Okay. I'm sure there's no more questions on your homework. Okay, well, make sure you're doing that homework, because we're probably going to have a quiz later next week, maybe Thursday or Friday. You will be able to use your notes in your homework, but if you haven't done those things, it's not going to help you. Okay, so let me get to where we were yesterday. We had just drawn this picture, so, oh, and that was, yeah, we had done this free response question. It was a practice question as we did as part of our notes. Okay, and then you were ready for day 4 homework. Y'all are ahead of the other class a little bit. That's cool. So, day 4 homework, I will definitely put it on Google Classroom. I should have done it yesterday, but I think I was probably waiting on 6th period.
Is that due Monday also?
It will be due the following Monday. So anything I assign after Wednesday, you'll still have. I always want you to have at least 3 or 4 days to ask. That way you can ask questions, and so it won't be due until Monday, the 21st. So, and it's always Monday at 8 a.m., so make sure you get it done before that. Okay, so now we are going to start with our next section, which I forgot there was a part 2 to this section that I gave you. Now this is the last of the homework, day 5's homework, that will be covered on the quiz that we'll have next week. We'll still keep going on because we have other quizzes and tests, but just to let you know, this section that you got right now will be the last little bit. Oh. Did we have this? Was this in your notes? Did I skip it? Yes, I did. Pre-response practice number, oh, that's just 3. Oh. That's practice 2. Just did that one. Do you have pre-response practice 3? Oh, okay. I don't have it in my notes, so sorry. I guess we did have one more to do on the old one. So we'll do this together. So on the right, we have a piecewise function. And it consists of a piece of a square root function and a piece of an absolute value function. We know square root functions, what they look like. We know absolute value looks like a b. So A is we're trying to figure out what the equation looks like. And the constraint part is the domain. So for this square root function, because remember we read a graph from left to right. So for this square root function, it starts at what value of x? -5. Doesn't include -5. Yes. And it goes to what value of x? 1. Does it include 1? No. So our constraint would be from -5, and it includes it, so it's less than or equal to x, and then just less than 1. If you wrote that like we were writing the other stuff, that would not be wrong. That's fine too. Those two mean the exact same thing. Now it's a square root function. So I got to figure out what equation goes with this picture. So I start with this point. This point has been shifted to the left 5, because it usually starts at 0, 0 and goes that way. And down 4. So it would look like plus 5, because what's under the square root, that's what we set equal to 0. And then down 4. Now let's make sure this works, because I might be needing to multiply it by something or something, thank you, something weird like that. So like if I plugged in -5, I do get square root of 0 minus 4, which would be at -4, and so on. It looks like we're good there. Okay. The next one is the absolute value function. The absolute value function starts and stops here. Where does it start on the x coordinates? It starts at 1, and it doesn't include 1. And then where does it stop? Yeah, it doesn't stop. It keeps going forever. So we could write that as 1 is less than x, which is less than infinity. Or if you wrote it as 1 to infinity, that's fine too. Those are both equivalent.